Good evening, race fans, and welcome to BSTV. We are here for the BSTV TCR Challenge. We're in season 12, it's rounds 13 and 14, and we are at the glorious, my favourite track on the iRacing service, Road Atlanta. I am Pete Bing Chillin, which is what Spencer had me change my name to the week before last. And I am joined in the booth by Sir Alan of Toon. Good evening.
Good evening, folks. Good evening, Pete.
You'll see by the wonderful graphics on the screen that Sam Boozen joined us just a few seconds ago, actually, and fixed my gremlins. We have a track temperature of just 18 degrees, and we are at sunrise, or just after. We're an hour after sunrise. In the real world, as in the real sim world, sessions are at dusk or sunset. So in order that everybody could actually see what was going on, and help one particular driver who shall remain nameless, we've set it to sunrise. Temperatures are similar, track conditions are similar, and therefore we're not going to lose any sleep over it. So we're already in qualifying. Alan, Road Atlanta, you must have done plenty of laps in the X5 round here, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have, matey. I've done lots of laps around here in just about every car you can think of, and I've never come across a car that just loves this place. Everybody loves it. You know, I've been here in GTs, TCRs, MX5s, you name it. We've tried it on this track, and they all love it. It's the most beautiful circuit for anybody who likes to drive.
Yeah, it's a spectacular circuit, actually. As Wobbly loses it in his cars sponsored by his new best friends. Let's have a look and see if we can jump on board with somebody who's likely to finish a lap. Let's go on board with Tony Walker. He's a nice, safe driver, and we'll do a bit of on board with him if I can find the right one. This'll do. Over the stripe we've just been. We go into turn one here. Fourth gear in most cars. Fourth gear in this car as well. Look, runs it out to the curb. Up the hill, and then you've got a chicane on the top of it, which is blind, so you've got to really guess your turning point. There it is. He's done a good job there. Keep it close to the left hand side, don't let it drift to the right too much, and then hit both of these curbs, ride this one a little, ride this one, and then get into third gear and really control the car carefully through this very bumpy left-hander. It kills many cars. They spear off to the left hand side there and are demolished on the wall. This is the end of the pork chop bone, so you tip your car in. The reason it's called the pork chop, if you look at the shape of the picture of the track in your right hand corner there, it looks like a pork chop. We are on the back straight now. It's one of the longest straights on many circuits. Up and over the brow of this hill. It's got some kinks in it, but we'll call it a straight for argument's sake. When you crest the hill, it's quite a sharp downhill into a very abrupt braking zone. Someone's locked up there. In fact, someone's off track on the right there. Can't quite tell. It looked like a... anyway, you take lots of curb on the left, more than that. Lots of curb on the right, more than that. Lots of curb on the left again, more than that. Over the brow of the hill, and he's going to pit the car. Last turn is certainly an adventure, isn't it, Alan?
Yeah, no, it's great, and you need to get it right so that you can carry the pace through and up the hill. P1.
Yeah.
It's it's exciting. It's exciting coming down that LP, isn't it? You've just come up, you've gone under the bridge, you've got that blind crest, and then you come zooming down, and it's really exciting because you want to get flat out. You're flat out by the line, and and it's that crazy braking down to T1. Fantastic.
Yeah, it is. It's a wonderful track. This. So race standings as we see JB hit the wall there. Wobbly is our series leader. There's some adjustments to do on his points, but he will still be leading because it's adding points in, I think. Sam Blees, who's on your screen at the moment, he's changed his car to the Audi. He's gone for the OP car, and he is in second place on drop score points. So we're using drop score points now. He's 15 points behind. 17 points behind. Gary Craig is in third. He's a bit adrift now, 50 odd points behind second place. Spencer McCarthy is in fourth. Still on track here in that Veloster. He is about 40 points behind Gary, and then Stephen Walker rounds out the top five. about 20 points behind Spencer. So you can see Gary and Spencer doing a bit of off-road in there on the screen. And then team standings, just run through them quickly. BSTV lead the way, which is Gary and JB. Then Geodesic Racing on 841. Sorry, BSTV 912. Geodesic Racing 841. Spectre 6 823. Spectre 6 the number 821. BSTV Esports Pink 722. And that is the top 5. So a good battle going on in many places in terms of individuals and for teams at the moment.
Got David back this week. That's nice to see, isn't it? So
yes,
bulking out the top end as well. You know, there's some. I mean, in fact, you know, have you noticed that our top elite drivers are getting bigger and bigger all the time because these guys?
It's getting crazy, isn't it? But it's good though. It's healthy.
It's fantastic.
As Gary Craig practices a pitting, I think I just heard him hit the wall, but no man, or someone hit the wall. Pit stops are a thing for the second race. A first race, which we are going to now. So let me get the grid up. First race is a 20-minute race. Second race is a 40-minute race. Need to pit in the second one because we fuel limit to 30% fuel. So your pole man is Wobbly tonight. Weaver Niekamp for Impulse Racing, his new best friends, 127.413. I have no idea how fast that is because I've not turned a lap on this week. Sam Blees will go off second for Geodesic Racing White. Spencer McCarthy goes off third for Geodesic Racing. Gary Craig goes off fourth. That's good qualifying for BSTV. Fifth is Cap Matt Elmore for Spectre 6, the letters. David Johansson on his return is sixth for Sim Racing Grid Hyundai. Carl Hardy off seventh. Tony Yates off eighth. Ninth will be Tony Walker. I have got time, but I'm just going to ignore the teams for now. I'll do that later. Stop flashing your lights, Matt Elmore. I know you're listening. You can quit that right now. Tony Walker off 9th. Stefan Goebel off 10th. VTS Esports. 11th is Jamie Wilson, Team Chimera. Jamie Jeffrey, CCR. I need to find the right button to press, which is this one. Roger Morton off 13th for Safeguard by Result. Chris Needham for Air Smart Racing off 14th. 15th is JB Dejoux for BSTV. Matt Flannery off 16th for Geodesic Racing. 17th, Jason Haddington, or Kylie, as we call him, for Air Smart Racing. 2. Ant Woodward, David Ayres, Andrew Littler, and we are going green now, which is why I rushed the last bit there. Right, let's see how this gets on.
T1.
Yeah, T1 here can be a bit of a crash fest, but these guys are all spaced out calmly, pretty much. Who's that? Wobbly's gone on very wide at turn 1 there. Cold tyres in these cars are quite a challenge, and that is Sam Blees making a beeline for the finish line. That's pretty impressive already, isn't it?
Wow, and he's changed into the Audi.
He's changed to the Audi, yeah. He wants that top line speed. Top line speed.
Obviously knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, totally. I don't know where Russ is this evening. He's not racing and he's not with us, so maybe he's watching. So good evening to Russ, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Maybe he told me he was doing something, I'm not sure. But you are missed.
Absolutely, we're not racing without Russ.
No, we're not racing. There we go. Who's that?
Look at this. That's body side.
Yeah, that is wonderful, isn't it? A great field tonight. 20 cars. David Johansson having a real good stare at the side of Cap's car. Oh, is that? Yeah, it is. It's Matt Elmore. Not flashing his lights. A bit distracted, maybe. He's under a lot of pressure here. He's gone defensive. And Matt is going to keep that one. Again, loads of curb on that one. Plenty of curb on the second one, but not quite as much. And then as much as you like going over the top of this crest.
Well, we can expect them to be close because the qualifying times were immensely close, weren't they?
They were. There wasn't much in them at all. Oh, and that is Jamie Wilson going extracurricular as Tony Yates gets a lot of pressure there, I think, from Carl Hardy. And I think he hasn't lost the position. He's maintained it. Or actually, I think he just gave it back. There's no major dramas on lap 1 apart from Jamie Wilson going super wide.
These guys know this track out of the back of round, so this won't be a...
Oh, wobbly, fully sideways and losing it, and yeah, he's gone round. His front bumper randomly dropped off and then rejoined his car.
His body work.
Yeah, we'll have another look at that in a second, because I think he just got in a bit hot.
Well done, Andy.
Actually, his car is now completely fixed again. There's no damage to it at all. Let's have a quick look at that again. It did look like he just lost it under braking on his own. Where's he gone? Oh, he's down here, that's why. This isn't the same thing, is it? Is it?
Doesn't look like it.
No, it doesn't, does it? Oh, I've gone to the wrong one, that's why. Because I'm stupid. There we go. This'll be it. Hopefully nothing else happens while we watch this. So, he's gone steaming in, and then he's over-rotated a little, corrected it nearly. I think the contact, which was just a brush, was incidental and probably sent him round. And then he's rejoined. So that's what happened there, folks.
Oh, should be okay. That didn't look too bad, did it?
No, it didn't, no. So
he's got a chase on now, though, hasn't he? He's got his work cut out now.
Oh, very much so. He's promoted himself down to 19th position. So all the work to do. If he can get himself back to 8th place, then he'll get the reverse grid pole for the next race. So heated battles all the way through the field, as you'd expect this early on. Stefan placing Chris Needham under huge amounts of pressure. In the group behind, and Woodward really pressurising Matt Flannery there, with JB clinging, well, not clinging on. He's doing a great job actually sticking with these two. Towards the front, we've got Spencer McCarthy, who's now under pressure from Gary, with Wobbly out of the picture. In fact, this is quite a train. We've seen this little train a few times, just not with David Johansson in it previously. So this is.
It's longer, isn't it? Because, you know, there's Tony on there now, joined in.
It's Carl on the back of the group. Oh, yeah, Tony, yeah. Yates and Walker, actually. Oh, Tony Yates has gone round. Oh. That's a bit of a track problem. Oh, I can't quite grab his name. Never mind, there we go. Nobody hit him. Everybody got round him, and he's back running with no injuries whatsoever. So, again, a Civic over-rotating, Alan. Do you think that's a theme?
Oh, well, we've seen it, haven't we? So
yeah, it has to be, doesn't it?
It must be.
More than just a rumour.
Yeah. And Wobbly's doing purple.
He is, yes. He's just done the fastest lap of the race. Obviously got past Tony Yates there, who was already rotated round before he got there. Onto the scene. His next target is David Ayres, just a little bit up the road there. And then he's got a whole bag full of cars to overtake. But around Matt Flannery here, he's getting a lot of attention. There's stuff going on further forward as well, but this is probably a bit more intense. So somebody's going to step out of the draft, and it is... Who is it? Actually, Matt Flannery's gone mega defensive. How is he going to manage the turn from there? And Woodward. And Woodward round the outside. Oh, and Woodward. That's a bit special. He's not managed to do it yet. He's not got the drive. 2x2 going into the last corner.
Oh, it's tight through there.
No contact. JB did brilliantly.
Great driving.
Did you see JB do Kylie? That was great driving.
Well,
side by side again. And Woodward might make this work by the end of it, or will JB stick his nose in where it's not wanted by everybody else? Door to door. Oh, and had to get out of that turn. And we're back where we started, Alan.
Yes, and my word, God, it's ferocious battling, isn't it? You know,
that was vicious.
Guys are familiar with each other, and they're going to go for it no matter on this track.
Yeah, Wobbly's...
It's a racist circuit, and yeah.
Wobbly's just dispatched David Ayres, just so that you know.
I would expect him to come trumpeting through. He's got nothing to lose. He'll be having put pedals to the metal and doing everything he can to make as many races as he can.
And I tell you what... Oh, what's this? LBDN says TCR Racing does showcase some good side-by-side. It really does, and this league's great for that, to be fair. Everybody's super safe, but very, very competitive. JB is racy tonight. I think he's had some raw meat, Alan.
Well, I don't know. We've been seeing this in recent weeks. JB's had some really good form and he's driving better than ever, I think.
We're racing. It's on the chat. Why are you on the chat and not in the booth? What have I missed?
Oh, it's on the track, not in the booth.
Yeah. You know, all of those. Ant Woodward has claimed that position. We saw it live on the screen. Wobbly is making his way through in rapid fashion. Where the hell did he come from? Ant Woodward's just betrayed himself there and gone sideways into turn 1 and handed the position back again to Matt Flannery, who's given him all the pressure in the world.
This is great, isn't it? Look how tight they are still.
I know, look at this. Oh, God, JB, no. Oh, JB's just absolutely mullered himself.
He didn't go to touch, did he?
Oh, that wheel's like hanging off at a very unconventional angle. It's gonna take a lot of design engineers to make that fashionable. Okay, so that we saw it live on the screen. We'll not go back to that. So at the front, Sam Blees on holiday in the Audi. His sister teammate Spencer McCarthy is closing him down pretty rapid now. There's a big gap forming between Spencer and Gary, so maybe the Velocitor's not as happy as... oh no, they're both in the Veloster. So that debunks everything I just said, so leave that. Matt Elmore is, again, in a Veloster, but getting pressure still from David Johansson in the Elantra. We've not got many Elantras in the top lot anymore, have we?
No, that's a big change, isn't it?
Yeah. Elantra, old news. It's no longer the OP car, it's the no-P car.
I'm still very fond of it.
Right, so Russ says he's still recovering his wrist after carpal tunnel.
Sausage.
Or after getting carpal tunnel, it's not just suddenly disappeared on him. He said he joined late, so he didn't join the broadcast. We've lost Jason Haddington and of course JB to incidents. Jason's just entered pit road and he's done the fast repair and he's out again, so that's that. Let's join this. Yeah, we've got a bit of a brawl going on here. The blue and yellow car is Roger Morton. I don't know why his paint has been lost by the IT gods, but it has. Oh, it's Lee. Right, okay, I know who LBDN is. It's Lee Bowden. Okay, why doesn't he race with us? What's going on? Why are we so unpopular? I don't know. So, Stefan, putting pressure on Chris, putting pressure on Roger. Stefan's really fast in this car.
Got pace, hasn't he?
Yeah.
We've seen the pace of the Audi at the moment.
Yeah, he's this is a gap behind Stefan of 8 seconds back to Wobbly. Let's see how quickly he can cover that gap. Spencer McCarthy has the fastest lap of the race so far, and he's caught the race leader, Alan.
Oh, he's got nice toe. He's got nice toe off Sam. Yeah. Well, now, what are they going to do? Are they going to scrap this out, do you think?
Yeah.
So early in the race.
I don't know what's going to happen with this little pairing, to be honest. They do race each other. They come here to race. They're not all right.
Well.
Yeah, and we've seen it before where they've started battling and the gap's vanished. They are here to enjoy racing, which is great to see.
Yes.
Right, let's go and find another battle. This one is still raging. This is Stefan. I wonder if he'll pop out from behind Kylie now and see if he can get an overtake done. No, he's staying safe. He's staying safe. Further forward. Yeah.
Had his first win last night.
Did he?
He did, yes.
Oh, well done, that
tail up, yeah, through for him. Really through for him. He had to work hard for it, and it's a classy You know, those Tuesday matches. I mean, there's some really good drivers, and he did really well. So his tail should be up.
Yeah, Russ is
But,
doing some verbal sandbagging in the chat, saying that he's usually mid-pack. I don't believe that for a minute. He's usually quite far up the pack. So, a bit of fragmentation. We see this regular. Sorry, what were you going to say?
no, I'm just saying he's unduly modest, I think, Russell.
Yeah, I'd say so. Right, let's have a look and see what we've got going on here. Why is that showing? Yeah, not showing. That's weird. Oh no, it just wasn't showing on my screen, that's all. Alright, we'll pop the battle box
saying hello
up.
to you.
Yeah, too right. So, Lee, on the chat, why are you not racing with us? And Russ has just asked the same question, actually, in the chat. Spencer's basically pushing Sam around the track now.
Yes, well, they're different themselves, aren't they?
I mean, Sam Blees, he needs the help, right? Clearly, he's not fast enough to be, you know, where he is in the league, second place. Oh, what's Roger done?
How much testing he did in there? How did he? It's a big decision to change car and go through out.
Just gonna watch this because Roger lost 2 positions in the same corner, which is unusual for anyone, really. Let's go to this camera and see what happened. He's on his own. Nobody. Right. He's gone too hot into that chicane there, or left, right, or whatever you want to call it. Oh, well done, Kylie, for bailing out. It was Kylie, wasn't it? No, it was Chris Needham. Sorry, Chris Needham.
Was it Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, where's Kylie?
At least I got the right team this time. Right. Let's go back live.
Oh.
No change.
So we're lucky. That could have been a lot worse. And Roger it's an easy one to get slightly wrong, isn't it?
It is. You know, everybody's done the same thing at that corner. Easy to think you can go a little bit faster when you can't.
Yes.
Wobbly's reclaimed fastest lap on a 1:27.427.
Oh.
And yeah, Sam going super defensive now. Oh, and Spencer's having a good lunge here. That's nice. Very nice. Like that. Oh, lovely racing, boys. That's a bit special, isn't it? So, lead of the race goes to Spencer, and he's already away. Look at that.
Crikey almighty.
Grief, that Velocity's quick.
I think it depends who's behind the wheel, generally.
Yeah, but Gary is in 3rd place in a Veloster and doing really well.
No, there's no doubt they've been I think they're the car of the season.
Yeah, well, if you look at the chats, they're saying the Audi is the stronger car overall. Maybe it doesn't suit this track, but we'll see. Well, it's got to balance out somewhere. What's going on back here? Tony Yates, has he got a slowdown? There's nothing on my timing screens, but Ant Woodward has stormed past him there, so we'll have to see what's going on with that one. Further forward here, Roger Morton sorted himself out and now managing to put pressure onto Chris Needham.
We've seen some great racing from the Velocities this season.
We have, yeah.
Their short wheelbase has really turned up trumps on some of the circuits.
It's a very agile car. It's got good top speed as well. If you can get out of the corners smoothly, or at least that's how I'm determining it. As Sam Blees has a look, but it's a look but don't touch, that one, isn't it? I think Wobbly's just passed Ant Woodward for another position. And we've got...
Wow. He's flying.
Yeah,
it's
sorry, I've turned away from that at the wrong time there. Watching Tony Walker do a bit of an off-track, but I think it's incidental, so I'm not going to bother watching the rest of it. Spencer McCarthy and Sam Blees going at it at the moment.
They're locked together. I don't think he will separate them unless something happens, but look how Gary's catching up now.
Yep, I was just going to mention that myself. They got into a bit of a fracas. That's what I'm calling it. And slowed each other down, I think, there. So Gary has got a prime opportunity here to not just get in the tow, but have a little pop at these guys. What's going on in the chat? Lee says, I'll probably be back. He's been away from iRacing for ages and can barely drive the TCR at the moment. welcome to the club, son. I'm a founder member of the Can't Drive the TCR Club. Great series, just a shame participation in officials is a bit low. If you join on a Tuesday, as in yesterday... Oh, Gary, flashing lights. What are you doing, son? What's that? What are you doing? If you join on a Tuesday, I think it's the later one now that the clocks have changed, you'll find there is plenty of participation and some good opportunity to claim a little bit of I rating if your I rating is as rubbish as mine. So have a look at that. And as Russ has just said, exactly what I've just said, Tuesdays and of course Fridays for the SRL. Officials before the SRL, obviously. Right.
Is Matt catching up or is he not?
He is.
Are they gapping him?
He's well, he's kind of bobbling about actually. So I don't think he's gaining or losing at the moment as Jamie Jeffrey closes in on Jamie Wilson. So this is Team JJ, Team Jamie. They're not going to be crawling over one another yet. Actually, I think Matt Elmore's getting dropped. Looking at that last lap time, I think he did something wrong. He was a full second slower than Gary in front of him. Oh no, that's the best lap I'm reading. Wrong one. Sorry, he was faster than Gary, so he's closing on them.
Yeah, he's going to catch them.
And Gary's clearly listening to the stream and flashing his bloody lights. Quit it.
I don't think
There's penalties for that, you know.
The music guys out of the way, you know, they're just holding him up.
Well, I think he's trying to blind him, is what he's doing. I need a top up of some grape juice. Yeah. What have you got tonight?
It's hold on, I have to go look. Which bottle was it? Oh, Tamnavulin.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
That's very full of flavour.
Yeah, it's lovely. I like it.
Oh, we've got to go back here.
Offer.
Yeah, we're having a look at Jamie Jeffrey.
Yeah, well, Jamie was outstanding last week.
He was great, wasn't he?
Mm.
Meanwhile, oh, hang on. So Wobbly's just past Roger Morton, has he? Yeah, he's just past Roger Morton, so he's making his way through the field. Stefan Goebel managed to get a number done on Tony Yates. This is it.
No easy thing. Mind you, this is such a great circuit.
Yeah,
you just get that little bit of pace coming in. You know, it's so important to get the pace coming onto this long straight.
I know, and look at that. He's passed him before the turn. That's an immense amount of overspeed. Maybe Tony got out of the last corner, you know, the bone in the pork chop badly, but that's a great overtake from Stefan. Well done.
It's a terrible corner, isn't it? You know, it's a really tight, it's that hairpin. If you don't get it right, you're going to lose pace all the way along that straight. I think we've just seen that happen.
Yep. Spencer getting
when the green that goes red and it stays red, it's consistently red.
Yep. Spencer got a bit sideways going into that chicane there. Oh, checkered flag. That is the end of the race.
Already?
Yeah, it crept up on me as well. That was quite a drama-filled race, Alan.
That was fantastic. I love these sprint races, Pete. Honestly, they're just great ways to start the evening, aren't they? Just everybody's full of exuberance. The cars go out.
Yeah.
There's no reason to hold back. Everybody can just go flat at it, and it's just brilliant.
And in this league, it's not barbaric. Do you know what I mean? Oh, maybe it is.
Well,
as Chris Needham decides to exit stage left, but it's not the barbaric bash everybody off the track to get a win. You know, it's like that in some leagues.
Yes. Oh, crikey! I've seen a lot of crashes this week on Monday and Tuesday.
Right.
There's been a fair amount of mayhem, so this is actually quite relaxing.
All right, excellent.
Excellent driving. Well done, Matt.
Yeah, and as Lee says on there, on the chat, good race and reasonably clean. I think it was very clean. I think the only incidents we saw were self-inflicted ones. As Jason crosses the line, last to finish, but not last in the race, so well done.
We don't get malice.
No.
What we do get is racing incidents because of the closeness of the cars.
Oh, absolutely, and that's expected to be at times. Can't be perfect every race. So, your race winner for...
And you would want it.
Exactly. Round 13, the sprint race at Road Atlanta. Spencer McCarthy takes home the plaudits with his sister teammate, Sam Blease, in second place. 0.3 of a second behind him. What's this? Adam Wright. Right, I'll have a look at that in a minute. So Jamie Jeffrey dumped a load of spots at the end. So let's have a look at that in a minute. Right, Gary Craig got the bottom spot of the podium for BSTV with no gap at all, really, between him and Sam Blease. Matt Elmore in fourth for Spectre 6. Fifth was David Johansson for Sim Racing Grid Hyundai. Carl Hardy in sixth for Safeguard by Result. Seventh was Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Stefan Goebel was eighth for VTS. Ninth was Tony Walker for Spectre 6 the number. Wobbly recovered to 10th. That's very impressive for Impulse Racing.
That's half the field.
I know, yeah, half the field back. And he didn't quite get to 8th, did he? For the reverse grid, that stays with Stefan. So.
Yeah, half the field in a 20-metre race, I think.
That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Pretty impressive.
Yeah. 11th was Roger Morton for Safeguard by Result. Chris Needham was 12th for Air Smart Racing. Jamie Jeffrey was 13th for CTR. Tony Yates 14th for Sim Racing Grid Honda. Ant Woodward in 15th for NQR. 16th was Matt Flannery for Jurassic Racing. Andy Littler finished 17th for Result Clothing. Jason Haddington, we saw him finish there last of all on the timing at least. In 18th for Airsport Racing 2. JB Dejoux finished 19th for BSTV. 1 lap down, and David Ayres 6 laps down, finished 20th.
Davey was unfortunate, I think.
Yeah, I would say
a
so.
Shame. He's having a bit of joy at the moment. It's nice to see him driving one and enjoying his racing.
Yeah. Lee says he always thought it was the participants in this league that sets it apart from others, some good, friendly people. Can't argue with that, to be fair. Apart from Wobbly, of course.
I think he's which finger right on it. The character and the personality of the drivers is a huge contributor to the general atmosphere of the place and the racing, you know.
Yeah, Lee was great when he was in our leagues. Good to have him back if he can rejoin us at some point. He said, I did some practice yesterday and noticed that half this field popped into the session and he was 2 seconds off everybody.
That's familiar to me.
Yeah. It sounds very familiar to me. It's just one of those things. Fiona's here from Fiercely Forward. Good evening.
Oh, nice to see you. Oh, well done.
Jamie Jeffrey. What happened to Jamie Jeffrey at the end of that one then? I've no idea. I can't even backtrack now because it's gone into the next portion of the session. We'll have to find out at some point over the course of this evening. I'm going to check the chat, make sure nobody's queuing up to be interviewed. That doesn't normally happen in this one. Nope, nobody there. There's quite a lot of people in one chat there, in the BSTV chat. And then another load in the Result Clothing chat. But
yeah, they like to gather in bunches, you know, during the mating season.
Yeah, safety in numbers, isn't it? I think that's the thing. Stefan did very well in that last race. A lot of respect for Stefan.
If you recorded the what's happening in the chat rooms, you'd make a fortune.
You'd also have to fill a swear box quite quickly, I would think, but no mind.
It would be enlightening, wouldn't it?
Yeah. We used to have Stefan's VTS teammates, Marco and Marcus, in these races. Don't know whether they are just not racing at the minute or just racing all things German. I'm not sure. They do like their German cars. They're very proud of it, and rightly so. Obviously, Stefan being very faithful to the Audi all the time, practicing his pit stop, which is a must at any track, really. Here, it's not too complicated, is it, Alan? It's sweeping. There's no sharp turns. There's no dead stops. It's reasonable.
As long as you know it's going to be there. When you first come here, it can catch you by surprise because of that blind crest, but generally it's okay.
Yeah. Jamie Jeffrey says properly mugged himself. Wasn't even going for an overtake. I think you had the pace there, Jamie. Oh, sugar. I nearly said something else then. I need to get on with chatting these guys out. So, number 1, your pole man, Stefan Goebel, for race 2 here, round 14. Jamie Wilson goes off 2nd. 3rd will be Carl Hardy. David Johansson goes off 4th. Matt Elmore 5th. Gary Craig 6th. 7th will be Sam Blees. 8th, Spencer. 9th will be Tony Walker. 10th will be Wobbly. Roger will be 11th. Chris will be 12th. I need to press this. 13th will be Jamie Jeffrey. 14th, Tony Yates. 15th, Ant Woodward. Let me change the camera quickly so you can see something better. Not going to get through the rest. Sorry, boys. We are going racing.
Green flag, green flag.
Right, 40 minutes.
Great. Well, this is interesting.
Oh my God, is that Jamie Wilson getting a start done?
Look at that.
Stop the cameras. And he's
This is a
leading.
really interesting group at the start. The reverse grids put some really very tasty drivers in front of the fast cars.
Fast drivers in front of the fast drivers, wouldn't you say?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
But it just, I would say the guys in the middle of the pack have got the slight advantage, but they've got to fight to get past these lot because they're only, it's so close. The times are so close. The slow ones are only a second off.
Yeah. Here goes Wobbly on Tony Walker.
He did 10 in the first race. He started 10. So you can expect him to win, can't you?
Well, you say that, but it was -8, wasn't it? Because he threw it away on the first turn anyway. Stop flashing your lights. Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, he'll be trying to get to the front.
Oh, now Gary's at it, so I've just wound them all up now, apparently. Never mind. Right, so everybody through very nicely, well and clean.
Yeah.
Carl Hardy, hello. Having a good look at Stefan, but Stefan's kept that nice and tidy. Well done. And then a pile of cars following them through. Can't fit a rizzle of paper in there. Sorry?
You get past Jamie and Stefan and Carl. These are good drivers.
Yeah, a bit fragmented behind Wobbly. Gary having a look. Cap having a look. They're all having a look here. Oh, and back here as well. Chris Needham having a look.
It's very near contact going through there. That could have been juicy.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We've had a couple of off tracks from Matt Flannery, but nothing dramatic. So,
Have they fixed the exploding curve?
yes, I think they did anyway. I've seen a few people hit that over the years, and it's quite.
Last time we were here.
Yeah, it's quite brutal.
Yeah.
So Wobbly's made his way into 9th place, now behind Gary.
Well, we've seen you've got Wobbly and Gary and Sounds. But it's 6, 7, 8, 9. What a crunch in the middle of the group. So, it's going to be competitive all the way through, isn't it? Look at this.
Yeah.
You're going to get bottlenecked. Do you think Jamie and Stefan and Cole will go to bottom here a bit? Because they're slower generally in pace. They've been sort of just only a few tenths. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So.
Tony Yates having a look around the outside of Roger Morton into the final turn. That's not going to work, but the cutback might. As Roger goes extracurricular on the grass. Just a little. Nothing to deter the car too much.
Using his autocross experience there.
Absolutely. You got to call on all reserves when you're racing in this league. Lee says he does like Stefan's livery. And rightly so. It's very, very smart. And then Russ says he thinks Matt Elmore, Tony Walker and Carl's is the best. That may have something to do with the fact that he did them. And he's actually blown his own trumpet, so don't be fooled.
Well, fair enough, because they are. I do think the cars are splendid, and I love to see them coming off in the grid. They just
Ooh,
when
look
they
at that.
lined out, look at this. It's so beautiful.
Jamie Jeffrey is kind of trying to get on terms here with Tony Walker. Nice big trainer cars for first place. I love it when you
He's
see
not
the...
wanting to give up.
No, not at all.
Well, this was the same thing. Who's had the best entry onto this bit of road? Who can?
Oh, that's nice. Can Jamie Jeffrey sail it around the outside? He's done this. He's going to block the track.
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not. This isn't going to work for him.
Well, that was.
It was a great attempt.
Oh,
and
he
maybe...
did a great. He did
Yeah,
a great sequence there, didn't he?
he did, and they kept it clean. What great racing from those two. So, no spare space on the track at the minute. David Johansson under loads of pressure from Cap. Matt Elmore, that is. Matt Elmore's got the fastest lap of this race. A 1:28.67.
Well done, Matt.
See what happens when you don't flash your lights? You get faster. See?
It's not going to find it easy to get past David. David's fantastic.
No, David's very quick. Although I have to say, I feel very underwhelmed by the Elantra performance tonight.
Well, so far, but this could be my moment in the sun.
Well, maybe, yeah. I mean, David is the furthest forward of the Elantras, but when you look at the field as we've got it here, that's Civic, Audi, Veloster, then David's Elantra, and then you've got Civic. Sorry, no, you haven't. You've got Veloster, Audi, Veloster, Civic, and then another Elantra. So I don't think the Elantra's showing well here at all.
No. And well, that's a shame because this was a good track for it. It used to go well here. So.
Yeah, oh, that's tasty there. Look, who is that? That's David Johansson and Carl Hardy. Oh, David having a good look, but he didn't do anything with it. He just tried to freak Carl Hardy out, and he wasn't buying it.
No, you won't freak Carl out.
No, Jamie Jeffrey still having to defend this. And they're exchanging positions constantly. Ooh, side by side over the top of the hill into the chicane. Roger Morton fighting it in the background there. This is a crowded house back here, isn't it? Look at this.
It's a scrapping, aren't they? But they're honest, really. They love to race, but they like to keep it clean. They like to race clean. They like to have the dignity of racing clean and putting it off the hard way.
Yeah.
And we get the pleasure of enjoying that because
Right.
it's a real treat.
I have to say, this race is... That is the fight for first place, folks. It's ridiculous. It's brilliant.
Oh, I think that Royce Grid did us a great favour.
Yeah.
It's perfect. Look, they're still in front. That's the thing. We're 5 laps in, and they're still in front, still maintaining these places. That's how close it was in time. That the guys who were running 6, 7, and 8 can actually hold the front spot.
And I'll tell you what.
Sorry,
Jamie Wilson got a position off the line, second to first, and he's done a great job with it so far. Ooh, Matt Elmore getting on the grass. Now, let's have a think about this person here. Wobbly of kneecaps. Oh, as everything crowds up. Sam Blaze has done something wrong there. So let's talk about Wobbly. He's got on the back of this group, and then he's suddenly stopped overtaking people. Do you reckon he's going to fuel save and then overtake him in the pits, or is there something else at work, do you think?
I'm just wondering if he hasn't just got his hands full. They're all so close together and they're all battling hard. Maybe he's just being cautious. Doesn't sound like it, I don't know.
No, that doesn't sound familiar. Not when you include the word wobbly in the sentence, but this... what is this? This is...
He's not trying. I would,
I don't think
really
so.
trying to get by, you would see him.
Yeah.
You would see him doing that. He can be brilliant. He's a brilliant driver, and when he puts his time together, he's pretty much unstoppable, really. So I don't think he's actually putting everything into getting past. Yeah. I think Gary's looking nervously in his mirror, wondering what's happening.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be looking nervously in mine if he was behind me. Russ says, Pete, you've gone soft in your old age. You sounded like you were giving Wobbly praise. Nope. I was saying he's got a tactic. Didn't say it'd work. So, Stefan seems to have got his... Ooh, Carl Hardy, sideways. Did you see that? Did you see that? Gonna get himself mugged here.
Must
And
have replaced, is it?
it did. David
Must have
Jansen's
replaced
through.
David.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're so close, you know, it just takes, that's all it takes.
Oh, fighting talk from Adam Wright. He says Wobbly's scared to make the move now because he knows the drivers in front are superior. Could not agree with that more. Absolutely foxed himself as Wobbly. But we are looking here now at 9 cars for the lead. You can see it in the battle box in the right hand corner. Don't take your eyes off it. Don't even blink because you might miss something going on here. Where I've got notes that Roger Morton's been off track for about 6 seconds, but he's rejoined. No mega dramas with that. He's still in the same position. He didn't drop any positions, so I know he did.
Was
He
it
dropped.
the same place? Was it the end of the straight again? Was it
I think so. Yeah, he's dropped 3 positions. I'll have a look at it when these guys start to calm down.
Which one did not get his braking mark on there? Yeah.
Look at that, Sam Blease nearly pushing Matt Elmore through the second portion of that chicane there. He's off the back of him by the time he gets to the last turn. Everybody bubbling about. It's great to see this many cars fighting for first place, though, isn't it? It's brilliant.
Yeah, that reverse grid has been it's been such a help in keeping this push together because you know normally we get Stephen and Spencer, Sam just making that little bit of a gap, don't we?
Yeah.
We've got a couple of tenses, you know, but so consistent and lighting it that they can make a gap. But
Yeah, Stephen Walker not with us tonight. He did say he wasn't able to compete for every race, so this will form probably his drop round. Was that an overtake there? I think it was. No, it wasn't.
What?
It was a defence of a position. But we saw David...
I was gone back. Was this car was gone back to say?
Yeah, David Johansson's just claimed second place from Stefan and let Jamie Wilson do one in the distance there. He's got 1.3 seconds, you can see out on your screens. Fiona says that the Morton line is not the fastest. Not in that case, I don't think. So yeah, Spencer...
So David's now looking very dangerous.
He is, yes. And look at him gap Stefan very, very quickly there. We might be looking at a David Johansson victory if he can keep it clean and tidy. Let's see what happens. Matt Elmore, a bit further back, still getting loads of pressure from Sam Blease. Maybe Sam Blease has seen David Johansson get that position and he needs to react now. I don't know. It's very fragmented right at the very front there. Jamie Wilson's got himself a nice tidy gap. But David Johansson, I think, is going to bridge that gap quite quickly. He wasn't faster than Jamie that lap. He was 6/10 slower. But I think that might be... Ooh, Stefan getting forced out there.
This has gone through now.
Yeah, and I think Stefan is going to do the cutback on Carl.
He's obviously motivated because he's seen David getting away. He needs to get through now.
Stefan's got the ability, right? I mean, he's raced V8s. We've seen him get real high scores in lots of leagues. He's got pedigree.
Yeah,
he can definitely do this.
Spencer's making moves and.
Whoa, Sam Blease, 2 in a corner. Hello.
That'll make him chuckle.
Yeah, and a crowded racetrack behind him as well. Look at this. Wobbly seems to be just waiting and being calm about it.
I think you're right. I think he's playing the waiting game. Clear, obviously. He's not trying to make any moves.
Matt Elmore was well out of shape. Did you see that?
Oh, there he goes. Well, perhaps that was a gift he couldn't turn down.
I think so. So that's Wobbly.
Gonna make it.
Not quite done the deal yet. Oh, now he has. Right, okay.
Yeah.
So that's that. That deal's sorted. Tony Yates is... This is further back. This is the next group. 3 cars, about to be 4 once Chris Needham pulls onto the back of this trio to make it 4 for... what is this? 11th place? Yeah. Which does mean that there's 10 fighting it out ahead of them. Where's Jamie Jeffrey? There's Jamie Jeffrey. Trying desperately to get onto the back of the lead group. I'm sure he'll get there eventually if they keep fighting like they are. I need to go and look at David Johansson because he's cut that lead down to nothing already.
Oh, he's gone in front. That's it.
Jamie's
Back
defending
his
it.
lap and take the lead. Oh, Jamie's coming back.
Oh, that's
Wow.
lovely from Jamie Wilson. Brilliant
That's
car
very
control.
fine.
You cannot argue with that. Well done, Jamie Wilson. David Johansson did the fastest lap of the race on the last lap, which is why he cut the lead down so much. And then look at that rabble behind. I'm going to have to move backwards. Spencer McCarthy has gone to pit road. And you can see him in the background there. I'm not going to focus on him because this is ridiculous. And Wobbly's decided to turn up the wick. What's this? It's like watching 7-year-olds play football. They're all crowded round one item. Yeah. That didn't work out well for Wobbly. He got shuffled back where he was, I think. Didn't work out for him. Sam Blease, though, has scythed his way through a little bit. I think Spencer thought, do you know what? I'll just find myself some nice clean track instead. He's got Andrew Littler in front of him, which I don't think will get in his way. I think Andrew will pull over and get out of the way. Oh, and there's... so this is Wobbly passing Stefan. Hopefully Stefan gives him a good old fight.
There's nobody out there who won't be enjoying these races. This is fantastic racing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, anybody watching this must want to join this. David Johansson inherits the lead.
Did Wobbly go in the pits?
Lots of people have gone in the pits. We'll talk about that in a minute. David Johansson has taken the lead of the race after pit stops. Carl Hardy has continued round with him, but nowhere near him. He's 3.5 seconds back. Sam Blease has gone again. Stefan's gone again. And Jamie Jeffrey has gone again. That rounds out your top 5. In the pits, we've got this lot. Oh, and Matt Elmore. Hey, didn't escape that, did you? I got you on camera, son. Flash your lights for me, won't you? Jamie Wilson, Matt Elmore, Gary Craig, Wobbly, Chris Needham. That's everybody. That's not worked out well for Matt Elmore because he missed his pit box. So happy that I caught that, to be fair.
Lost him, poor lad.
Yeah. Giggling like an idiot, I am. Fiona, yeah, join the league by all means. Half price now. Yours for 50%. Oh yeah. Get your paint uploaded and off you go for Fiercely Forward. I'm sure. There's some very, very tight racing here. Wow, right. So Jamie Wilson was our one-time leader. Spencer pitted early, and look where he is. Ooh, look at that behind as well. Oh right, that is Gary Craig overtaking Andrew Littler. That was for a position, of course, because Andrew's not yet pitted. He's doing a great job, though. He's keeping it clean. Oh. So, our one-time leader versus Spencer. Audi versus Veloster.
Andy's an improving driver at the moment. He's found a couple of seconds in the last few months.
He's doing good, actually, yeah. Very impressed with him. And again, I've said it before, stay in the race. You can pick up a lot of positions if you're not the fastest group. I'm not the fastest group. Alan's not the fastest group. We stay in races and we pick up positions. Although you won a race recently, didn't you?
I didn't.
You didn't.
Oh no.
Was that a falsehood? Did I read that wrong on a Facebook page
It
somewhere?
was. I cheated.
You cheated. Excellent. We won't mention that to anybody.
I went straight through the cones at the chicane.
Right. Okay.
trying to get back on the back of the pit party.
Oh, I see. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. It looked good on the screenshot
Yeah, well,
that
that's
I
why I
saw.
did it because because I'd gone through the thingy to get back on the pit, and it just put me at the top of the screen.
Yeah. So, just to answer Lee, he says, "I presume there's another season at the end of this one." There is. This is a successful league. It's one we want to continue to nourish and encourage others to join who are like-minded. They want to race competitively and robustly, but safely. So if you're in that bracket, then happy to join. Oh, here we go. This is Tony Walker to pit road. Oh, that's lovely. Nice pit entry. Very controlled. And Ant Woodward in behind him as well. Well done to both of those. David Johansson goes round again. He's trying to get all those lead lap points.
Well, I don't blame him. He's putting purple in all the time, isn't he?
He is, yeah. I mean, he hasn't bettered his previous best, but let's just say his previous best was rapid enough. Yeah. Russ is saying that Fiona should join the series. Absolutely. That's a bit of sideways action from David Jansen there. I know the Veloster likes to hang the back end out, and clearly the Elantra does as well. Tony Walker and David Ayres in the pit road at the minute, with Chris Needham and Roger Morton a lap down at the moment from other incidents.
Oh, Roger's out.
Yeah, Roger's out. I didn't show it on the stream. We're waiting for everybody to finish their pits cycle at the minute. Stefan and Jamie still going. We've seen pit stops up to position 10, so 9 and over on your screen. So Matt Flannery up over, not pitted yet. Yeah, I'm just seeing what Fiona's said in the chat there. Fiona says she'll put her name down for the next session. Won't race every week, but loves the TCR cars. You don't have to race every week. Just race it when you enjoy it. That's the point of these leagues. It's about having a community and participation and helping each other. Feel free to join us. It'll help you become a better racer. I have no doubt about that. It's helped a lot of people along the way.
The drivers have a lot of input into this league, don't they?
They do. So
been for a long time. So
yeah, Gary Cray's just ousted the fastest lap. He's done a 127.734.
Oh, well done, Gary.
I know he's on it and he's rapid, and that Veloster is showing its colours now. And look at that, he's the one-time race leader in his windscreen there, Jamie Wilson, hunting him down.
Well, he's going to have his work cut out because James has been incredibly driving brilliantly today.
Yeah, he has. It'll be interesting.
He was at the front and nobody took it off him.
Yeah, I wonder if David Johansson has managed to eke enough out at the front there to make a difference and get further up in the standings.
I wouldn't be surprised. But he's thrown the dice, hasn't he? He's decided to stay out and I wouldn't be surprised because he's had the clear track in front of him, the chance to actually do his best times, and we shall find now.
Yeah, that's Jamie Jeffrey enters pit road, gets in his box.
He can't be going any more laps.
See, he must have done something wrong because he didn't have to reverse like Matt Elmore did. Odd. Anyway. Carl Hardy under quite a lot of pressure. These guys haven't pitted yet. Under quite a lot of pressure from Sam Blees now, who's closing in rapidly on him.
Has Sam pitted?
Has Sam pitted? Sam Blees?
Yes.
No, he has yet to pit. We'll have to see where these guys
Are they going to
turn
go
out.
chunk them from the front?
Well, I would expect them in this lap, to be honest. Let's see what happens. Fiona says, I did win an AM title as Sir Alan's teammate, so that's something to print off and put in a frame on your wall, definitely.
Yeah. And Fiona's had been doing a lot of great work with her family because her mum's not been well, and she's
Oh,
been under
yeah,
sacrifice for that, and
yeah.
doing the right thing by her mum and her family and their family. So that's
No, that's
you can't say anything about that.
no, not at all. So these guys have gone round again. Gary Craig has now found himself one Jamie Wilson and is pressing the issue. That was a lovely bit of side by side through that last corner, and then this is the last corner. Gary's he got a bit of curb, but he's done a good job of controlling it. That's lovely, and should have the advantage for turn 1. No,
Wow, I don't know.
outside line's powerful with the Honda,
Jimmy's driving out of his skin, I think.
isn't he? Well defended.
Well, if you remember what he did at that exactly the same place, just at the bottom of the hill before, when he did that amazing go round it. Was it with Stefan? It was side by side with somebody going through there. It was amazing.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
Spirits of tonight.
Wobbly.
Here's the kneecap man, and what is he doing? Oh, purple.
Yeah, he's doing purple. Yeah, 127.623. He's retaken that fastest lap of the race. Lee says great defending. That was great defending, to be fair. Oh, race leader into pit road. Right, now we'll see. Now we'll see. Carl Hardy in behind him. Sam Blees goes again to claim a lead lap point. I don't know whether anybody else has fuel enough to do that. So let's have a look. So in the pits at the minute, David Johansson, Carl Hardy, Stefan, Tony, JB. Nobody else has gone for another lap. That means everybody's in. And Spencer, let's see where he goes. So Sam Blees has got out ahead of Spencer. Yeah, that's right. So Sam Blees leads the race. I think. I'm confused here. Oh, Sam Blees, of course, hasn't pitted. Sorry, I'm being stupid. David Johansson is second place now. That's done him very good. He's moved forward in the standings, but he's about to get joined by Gary Craig. But he's got better tyres, newer tyres, probably a more accurate fill on his fuel, possibly. Jamie Wilson is sticking with Gary, and then a little jump back to Carl Hardy, who's not on his own necessarily, because Wobbly is closing him down quite rapidly now, in 7th place there. Sam Blees is in the pits. This is the bit that I didn't get before.
Yeah, well, now we shall see. Well, we know what Sam's like. He's the absolute magician at pit stops.
Well, yeah, he's...
But it doesn't seem to me like anybody's had much opportunity to fuel save tonight.
No, but you just can't tell, to be honest.
You can't tell with these guys, can you?
No.
If I was fuel saving, you'd be able to see. At least half a lap every time.
Wow, did you see that? That was Spencer passing the front of Sam Blees' car as he exited the pits. So this is going to get pretty tasty, I think, because... let's see, how many laps are between these two in terms of pit stops? 8 laps. What on earth? That's probably the biggest difference we've ever seen.
Goodness me. That's large, isn't it? There you go. It just shows you, though, what you can do if you go in early and people stay out. It is a huge differential.
Yeah, so you've got Spencer McCarthy is your race leader up to this, well, as of now, let's say. Done a great job in the pit stops and got himself out in front, but he has 8 laps older tyres than Sam Blees, who is second place, fresh out of the pits, on a 4 set of field goods. No, neither do I. Not got a clue. Couldn't even begin to figure it out. David Johansson is in 3rd place. You can see the gaps. It's still pretty close for a 40-minute race. Gary Craig, not that far behind. That gap there that you see on your screen is 1 second exactly. 1 second. Jamie Wilson sticking with Gary, really, when you consider how long he's been racing in close company with him. That's what 1.17 seconds looks like. And you can see it in the background. Wobbly and Carl Hardy with
Wobbly's got past Corbin and he's captured him already, so
yes.
he's finding his pace now.
Yeah,
That purple.
and we had Cap in the background flashing his lights, trying to give me some sort of like aneurysm or something. Jamie Jeffrey is ninth place. Ninth place. And then Stefan, done a great job tonight, in my opinion. Stefan, he's in 10th place, rounds out the top 10. He's got a nice 3.6 second lead over Tony Yates, who's got company at the minute. And Woodward is his very bestest friend and wants a hug. So that's what's going on there.
Love that livery on that car. I love that green. It's a really lovely shade of green. Spring green. Lifts my heart with springtime.
Yeah. Andy Littler letting the lead field go through. I mean, that's very generous of him, really, isn't it? I mean, he's...
It just makes it easy, doesn't it?
It can do, yeah. He's disadvantaging himself, but...
That's not right. He wouldn't normally be doing that.
Yeah, he should be keeping pace with his own pace, if you know what I mean. It's for the guys chasing him to overtake him rather than for him to let them round.
Odd that he went so slow, didn't it?
Yeah.
Slow
Right, so
story there was something. Maybe he dropped something hot in his lap.
we can only think that is the issue. I'm going to get a track map up on my screen at
So geodesic at the front. How did they manage? I read that how they managed that because they were running. I don't know. Was it about 5th or 6th or something? We had all those people in front, and through the pit stops, they've suddenly shitting it all up and they're in front again.
Yeah, it's called well controlled release of power, isn't it? It's a strategic move where, I mean, they were already going to be in a benefit by the strategy that they chose. However, I think Spencer may be in trouble towards the end of the stint. I think he's Sam Blees in that Audi. He's new to it. He's probably lacking a little bit of top end pace because he is that new to it. Ooh, what's going on here? Sorry, this one got beyond me. It came on very quickly. Yeah, it's Tony and David. Sorry, it's Tony and Ant. Sorry. Oh wow! Right, Ant Rao. He launched it round the outside. Probably got his braking point wrong. Tony on the inside managed to kind of defend it, and then he got a bad drive off the corner there, clearly. And I think that's... Oh no, that wasn't the way it stayed. So we're going to stay with this, folks. Gets in the slipstream. I mean, the slipstream isn't as effective as it used to be in these cars, according to virtually everybody. So does a block pass down the inside and overruns the corner. And Tony, brilliant control, maintains the position. So well done.
Oh, skill. You just want to see that kind of driving, don't you?
Very much so.
I would have enjoyed that. You can't not enjoy that kind of quality of driving.
So, Wobbly, has he managed to make this work? Yes.
But he's had to work for that, and well done to Jamie.
Yes. So on board with Wobbly, he and his family were good enough to put up with me and Gary for 3 nights over the last weekend. So a big shout out to Ifya, to Bo and to Noah. Well, I'm sure we'll be back over in Holland to eat more cheese and drink more beer, because that's pretty much what I did. I've eaten my own body weight in cheese and drank my own body weight in beer, so clearly I am 3 times the people I was. Wobbly absolutely gunning it through these corners. He's increased his, or improved on his fastest lap already, 127.3.
Yeah, he's not holding anything back, is he?
No, a bit late on the gas, coming out of the bone of the chop, which is actually turn 7. And he's got a big gap to cover here to get to Gary. And he's only got 6 minutes to do it, so it's going to take something monumental to...
I think he's got it in him.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll have to see.
Well, I think he can get up to, Gary in there.
Right.
That's for sure.
I mean, I don't see any wasted time in terms of wheel spin or, you know, bad line or anything. It's all very accurate. It's all very controlled.
28 on that one, though. That was that braking. The overshoot cost him a little bit, but you can see he's going for this. Look at where he's closing the gap. Very exciting. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And these drivers will be looking at this. Who couldn't? This has been fantastic racing.
Yeah, I've stayed with Wobbly because he is actually catching up with the cars in front. I'm going to switch to Gary because he's actually caught David Johansson. I think the Elantra is impeding the abilities of the people driving it at the minute. Wobbly's like absolutely clawing this gap back, but Gary is at the minute doing exactly the same lap time as David Johansson in front of him. I think this is going to it's going to come to blows or something. Oh, he's great on the brakes. Good grief, that was good. And Russ says, don't forget to thank the 14-year-old that beat you at karting. So yeah, we all went karting when we were in Enschede in Holland with Wobbly, and it wasn't 14-year-old, it was a 13-year-old, we think. Her father was the owner. Oh, David Johansson sideways. This is an opportunity here for Gary to get onto the podium. Oh. Will David Johansson be able to not make mistakes to the end? He's got 4 minutes to hold on. Gary had to back out of that, otherwise there would have been a collision there, without a doubt. He's taken the prudent approach there, and it's paid off, I think. But yes.
When you're driving, you know, a lot of people might just have not got the braking right there and given somebody a nudge in front of them.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
So in the karting, I finished 6th out of 7th, I think it was. With Rick Hedgehog behind me in the standings. For those who remember, Rick Verhoek used to race with us in a number of series. He doesn't at the minute. But big shout out to Rick. We had a great time with him as well. And yeah, we all got beaten by a 13-year-old, but her dad owns some sort of karting team and things like that. So I don't feel too bad, but everybody else was looking a bit chastised, if I have to say it. Right, so we'll go out of this view as Gary's trying to chase down David Johansson. Here we have Tony Yates and Ant Woodward.
No quarter, but evenly matched. So evenly matched.
Yep, same car, same opportunities available. That one's drifted away for now. I think we're going to have to return to this because this is absolutely the race positions to be watching with 2 minutes to go. We've probably got 2 laps to go.
2. Ooh, crikey.
Andrew Littler is in the pits. He's just entered it as well. I'm not sure why. I'll have a quick look. He's on his way back out again now, so I'm not sure what happened there, if I'm being honest. Don't know.
Did he have a quick pick?
Maybe. Yeah, he may have needed a quick repair. I didn't see what triggered it. May have forgotten something, I think. I think that might
It
be
must have
his...
been. It must have been serious to make him come in for the repair at this
Well,
stage of the
that's
game,
his...
and he's only got a lap.
Yeah, that's his first visit, I think. But anyway, oh, it might be incidents, actually. But we'll see.
A drive through, yeah, it could be, couldn't it?
Yeah. So, Wobbly has caught the back of this pairing in front of him now, which is Gary and David Johansson. So Gary's got to do something here, or get overtaken, or put under massive pressure. Sorry, go on.
No one got a white flag yet, so he's got another whole lap.
Yes. Oh, Gary's putting massive pressure on David here. David's gone a little defensive. This is very exciting. Oh, one lovely lunge. Beautiful work. Beautiful work. Has he got drive, though? That's the critical point when you do something like that. Has he got the speed onto this straight? Can he outbrake the Elantra, or can David do something to offset the advantage that Gary's got there? That's brilliant racing. That's probably the best move I've seen all season, if he manages to pull this off. Can he be later on the brakes? Can he hold it around the outside? No, he can't. He's taken the prudent line. Wobbly.
The checkered flag.
Wobbly's... Oh, yeah. I don't know where we are. Yes, this is the checkered flag. So we've already seen people cross the line. And that is the end of the race. That was a great bit of racing. Brilliance from both of those racers. Apologies if we didn't see the leaders go across.
I think, tonight. What a race that was.
That was fantastic. And still going on back here with JB and Jason. Maybe a bit of a switcheroo going on up and over the hill here. We'll yet to see this.
Well, that's going to be sweaty
brilliant
and
racing.
there.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of happy drivers.
I don't think I've seen a better bit of racing all season and in any league.
More outstanding bits of driving that wasn't it? Skill, just pure skill.
That was great.
And just that trust of each other going side by side into really tricky situations and having the skill to pull it off. That is something special. Yeah, brilliant. Enjoyed that, Pete. My word.
That last bit there was something exceptional. Fantastic work from both of them. I don't know whether this will be enough to do it any credit, but yeah, this is it here. So Gary lines it up, knows he's only got the rest of this lap, so he's there on the inside. It's clean, it's safe, and I thought he's done this. And then David Johansson's Elantra like hooked up, kind of a shorter line through this little kink here, and it's kind of just enough to bring him alongside, and they nearly touched round to this right hand kink here over the top of the brow of the hill, and then the dive into the last corner. Now David Johansson's clearly got the advantage now. He's on the favourable line into this corner. You can't cut him off, and he's done a good block pass there. And Gary said, do you know what? Fourth is better than last. I'm not going to give it up for nothing. And what a great result. What a great bit of driving. Fantastic.
What you were saying about the turning of the Velocio, the way it went round there on the inside, that was astonishing, wasn't it? It's on rails.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks to Lee for joining us in the chat. Hopefully you'll join us next season for this series, if not for the rest of the season. I mean, it's half price. I'll do you a deal, all right? And then to Fiona, who's also been in the chat, and that it was a special bit of racing by both of those two, as Lee said. And wow, that went really quickly, Alan.
Oh, it did. We knew we were going to win for a bit. I thought we were in for a treat tonight, Pete. Coming out thinking, Road Atlanta, and these guys in these cars, this is going to be. This has the potential to be something really great, and they didn't let us down, did they?
No, they really didn't. It's been a fantastic evening's racing, to be honest. Both races gave us huge amounts. So Spencer, managed to get the plaudits again in round 14. Here at Road Atlanta, it's clearly a track that works well for him for geodesic racing. He was 0.3 of a second ahead of Sam Blees in the end for geodesic racing white. Gary Craig for BSTV finished third. Fourth was Matt Elmore for Spectre 6. David Johansson's Sim Racing Grid Hyundai finished fifth. We saw it in a real barnstormer. Is that how that finished? That's Heat 1. I'm reading out the wrong bloody results. Idiot. There we go. It's because the first two positions were the same. So there we go. Right, start again, folks. I'm an idiot. Spencer finished first. Sam did finish second. David Johansson finished off the grid in the first race. Gary Craig finished fourth. We saw that wonderful battle. Wobbly finished in fifth, not that far behind for Impulse Racing, his new best friends. Jamie Wilson finished sixth for Team Chimera. Carl Hardy seventh for Safeguard. Eighth was Matt Elmore for Spectre 6. We also call him Cap. He flashes his lights. It's annoying. Ninth was Jamie Jeffries for CCR. Stefan Goebel finished 10th for VTS Esports. Tony Yates was 11th for Sim Racing Grid Honda, with 12th being Ant Woodward for NQR or Never Quit Racing. 13th was JB Deju for BSTV. Jason Haddington, Kylie, finished 14th. Good result for Air Smart Racing 2. Tony Walker finished 15th for Spectre 6, the number. David Ayres 16th for Result Clothing iRacing Team. Matt Flannery was 17th for Jurassic Racing. 18th was Chris Needham for Air Smart Racing, with 19th being Andrew Littler for Result Clothing. And Roger Morton finished 20th. 15 laps down, obviously something going on there for Safeguard by Result. Well, I'm knackered. I don't know about you. That was a event-filled race.
Oh, there was plenty going on, wasn't there?
Absolutely.
And all of it was straight out the top draw.
Yep, couldn't agree with you more on that one. I'm going to take us back to race start. Pointers at Spencer. Change the camera.
Oh, we had this great
Wrong camera.
reverse
There
grid,
we go.
didn't we?
Yeah.
You know, put these 5 really good drivers at the front, and they did very well for themselves. Right up to the pit stops, I think, really, before it got torn to pieces. But yeah, it made a great start to the race. The reverse grid worked fantastic this time, I think.
It did, and don't forget we've got to vote for a driver of the evening, so keep that in your mind, Alan.
Yes, I don't get caught out that anymore, because I start thinking about that from the get-go.
Yeah, it's
These days, to me, it's the way to do it.
It is. You got to think right from the very start.
'Cause I don't like to get caught out at the end, but
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So our third place finisher in race 1 and fourth place finisher in the feature race, Gary Craig, is with us in the booth, Alan.
Yeah, well done, Gary.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, matey. We've just had some great racing tonight. What a joy.
It was close all the way, yeah.
I'd go further than that. There's a number of comments in the chat around your race with David Johansson right at the end of the feature race there. That was crazy good. I thought you had it. He seemed to get a bit of drive with the Elantra around the outside of the bone of the pork chop exit. Kind of overhauled you in a straight line, as it were, and had the favourable line into the last corner. It was very close racing, very clean. I've seen you just literally posted. It's popped up on my screen and lit up my eyeballs.
Sorry, I've just been distracted by somebody when I'm doing my job.
Yeah. Great racing. I mean, you must have enjoyed that, right?
It was. I mean, I think he might have overheated his tyres a bit because he was really wild in the last 5 or so laps. But we both had 12x. So if we had come together, if we would have come together on that last lap, we both would have been disqualified. So, or had a big penalty. So I didn't know that he was on 12x at the time, and he didn't know I was. But I was on the outside, and I didn't want to risk him overshooting it into me. So when it was clear that he had the inside enough, I just made sure I was out of the firing line and just brought it back in. As long as I was in front of Wobbly there, that was the important thing.
Always,
Yeah.
absolutely. You did
He
the right
clocked it
thing.
though that you did that. If he, we didn't know about the points, Gary, but yeah, Pete noticed that you took the wise course.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy with third in the first race. It's kind of where and I want and need to be. Like if say Wook isn't here at the minute and Wobbly has had a mistake in the race, I kind of have to get that podium because the target for the season is to be best of the rest, and there's a still quite a clear hierarchy at the front with Sam Spencer, Wook, and now Wobbly. I think I was a bit closer this week. But yeah, my goal pretty much is to be the best of the rest. So if any of them ever have a mistake or don't turn up with for whatever reason, I've got to be there to take the opportunity. So it would have been nice to have a double podium. I had the pace to do on David, I think, but yeah, couldn't quite take the risk. So settled for a third and a fourth.
And
Play the
this,
numbers, I think.
yeah, and this track seems to favour the Veloster and the Audi above all other cars.
I don't think it favors the Audi. The Audi's quick on the back straight, but Sam's having real struggles in the S. Is understeering mega, but you can't overtake there. And he was so fast on the straight that it's really hard to do much about it. It was the same in the official last night. We had a really, really good close official as well. And it's basically the Audi can be as slow as it wants where you can't overtake it. It's quick enough in the right places. I mean, Sam's lap times were good, but it was by no means particularly good handling car for him, I don't think, tonight.
Right. Word it another way then. The Elantra doesn't seem to go well here.
So we were talking about this last night, and I think the problem is for the Elantra is that it's the heaviest of the cars probably now. So
Yeah.
we've got that 10 kilo weight, and it had its power reduced. So the Veloster's great out of that corner, the last corner. The reason Dave had a little bit of run there is because I had to hold it tight, couldn't run the outside. But yeah, like Wobbly was saying when he was behind me, the Veloster does just pull out of that corner really nicely. So I like driving the Veloster. It's got a lot of good things going for it, and if you can tame the rear end, it can be quick. So, and I'm kind of getting it on the brakes a bit more. I think I've understood a bit in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And I gave a shout out to Ifya, to Bo, and to Noah earlier because they put us up over the weekend. Your turn, I guess.
Yeah, thanks for the host, Wobbly's family.
That's a brilliant way of wording it. That's fantastic.
No, it was a great weekend, and thanks to everyone who obviously if you're for having us with in the house, especially when she was at work on Monday, getting in the way a bit, and they've great hospitality. They've got a great couple of kids there, really polite. Nice kids, and it's good to meet Rick as well and have a couple of beers and just generally have a really chilled weekend. It's a really, really nice city.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Where are we going next?
We are
Anybody?
going to Kota West because we are not doing Nords, I believe.
Yeah, Kota West is a tight little irritation of a track, I'm going to call it. If that's the collective noun for one single version of Kota West, it's an irritation. Have you ever driven that format before? Because I have, and it's frustrating.
I don't think I have, but
Right.
it's pretty much just every corner that's on the main circuit without that big loop that takes you way out into the distance.
Exactly
So,
that. Yeah.
so it's basically just all of the off tracks. So,
Yeah.
so if you want to get a drive-through counter ready for next week, I think you may need it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's a pretty tricky circuit to only get 15x on. I had 8x after the first four corners tonight.
Really?
or
Good
maybe
grief.
after the second lap, because second lap we had a bit of a bump with everyone in turn one because we.
Oh, so you get into the back of Matt Elmore.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like me, Spencer, I think Cap as well. We all kind of thought that we would be at full speed in turn one at that point, and it turns out we weren't.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
we had grips. I just went in as I kind of expected we all would, but then yeah, there was a bit of a car park. It was actually like that for most of the first half of the race, where we were all. I was fuel saving quite a lot just because I knew for a fact I would close up on the brakes because it was quite slow on the apex at some point. It's also why I pitted a bit early as well.
Okay. Taking all the rest of the race out of the equation, your racing with David at the end of the second race was brilliant. He's been a bit boisterous in certain races, I'll say. But in that one, I think he's been very, very professional. Is that your take on it?
Yeah, I mean that was a good race. I had a good race with David. I had some good side by side with Jamie as well, and all you can ask for is space and respect, and I think everyone gives that. So it was really good. Again, I didn't want to risk my own race with a 4x at the end, and it turns out neither did David. But I'm happy to have enjoyed that battle in the last few laps and still get a good finish. So yeah, good racing for him, and well done on the podium for him too.
Yeah, too right. Anybody you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Yeah, you for a fun weekend alongside Wobbly and the family. It was good to just hang out and chill and enjoy a few beers and a mountain of cheese.
Yeah.
Was it younger or older?
Has he told you about the cheese mountain that he ate?
He did mention the cheese.
I did mention it, just not the volume that I ate.
So we went to a market and Pete bought about 1 kilo of cheese, and I thought he was buying some to bring back, but nope, he ate the whole lot in 4 days or 3 days.
Yeah.
All gone.
Yeah, fact.
Well, he
Yeah.
brought it back, but it was inside him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised there was any room after all the bread, the bitter balls, and the beer.
Yeah. I think I drank my own body weight in beer, which was, par for the course, I think, in Holland. But
Yeah, there was variety of grolsches that I've never seen ever before from the
it was
brewery
fantastic.
too. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
But no, it was good weekend. So thanks for that. It was a lot of fun. We should do it again. But yeah, thanks again to everyone on the stream, everyone who's racing as usual. It'll be hopefully a fun run into the rest of the season. We're in the second half now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in that case, thanks for such an entertaining night's racing. We'll see you next time out. Gary Craig.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention well done to Iris as well for being the fastest 13-year-old girl in the world.
yeah, that was discussed on the chat. Alan brought that up a number of times. No, it wasn't Alan. It was Russ. Yeah.
Future world champion there. No shame in that.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. Cheers, Gary.
Cheers, guys.
Good night, Gary.
Right. Let's do this in reverse order for a change. So next in the booth, and I don't think we've interviewed David Johansson previously, Alan. But he's in here. Have we?
Sebring. That was P2
Sebring.
then.
Yeah. Good effort. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
Congratulations, David.
yeah,
Thank you.
I'm going to spend a
Well,
minute.
guess what? Guess what? I
Great
still messed up my pit stop, even if I practiced them this time.
Did you mess it up as much as Matt Elmore, who had to reverse into his pit box?
Yeah, I overshot it by a car length.
Oh, did you? I missed that one.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. Anyway,
Yeah.
probably the most exciting bit of racing we've had all season was you and Gary in the last lap of the feature race. Just then.
I was
brilliant.
I was all over the place those last laps. I don't know if the tires got a little bit overheated or something. I was just not doing great. Made it a bit too exciting.
Maybe, yeah, but you've clearly got a huge amount of pace and talent. You're the highest performing Elantra in the field. We saw that the Civic, the Audi, and the Veloster had the advantage tonight. Absolutely, I think. Definitely.
Yeah, they just rocket down the straight. I can't get close to them, even if I'm just behind them. I think maybe I was on Jamie once. I was like alongside him, but that was the only time, I think. You can't gain anything if you're like 3/10 to 4/10 behind someone.
No, too right, yeah. And you're quite a boisterous driver, as in you put your elbows out and you fight for your positions. Nothing wrong with that as long as it's clean. And tonight we saw a bit of a different side of you. We saw a patient side of you, one that was happy to consolidate that individual turn and make more of the rest of the lap, as it were. Does that make sense?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I felt, especially in race 1, I just don't mess this one up like I've done before. So I just wanted to finish quite okay to get a better starting position to the feature race.
Yeah. And how are you enjoying the league? I know you've had a few weeks out now, haven't you? For various things. But you're back tonight. You've shown true, absolutely brilliant performance tonight. Hopefully you can keep this going. We're at Cota West next, which is a tight and twisty, horrible little track in my opinion. But it was voted for, so fine.
I've never driven on that one, so that's going to be interesting.
Right, it's a 1X magnet, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, we had a race where nobody actually hit one another at all, but there was a number of people doing drive-throughs. It's too easy to pick them up there. It's a bit like Spa used to be once upon a time. But yeah, I think with your skills, you'll be fine.
I'm gonna get 2 drive-throughs.
You're gonna get 2 drive-throughs.
I mean, I had 12x this last race. Both of them, maybe. It was horrible. I picked up X's here and there without.
Road Atlanta's like that, though, isn't it? You know, Alan will vouch for that. You know, Road Atlanta's it's not an easy track to drive. It looks easy, and then you get into the finery of it, and to drive it fast, you get very close to the limits, don't you, Alan?
Yeah, you can cruise around and be very comfortable and really enjoy it actually, because it's the delightful place to drive around. But to actually drive quickly, you're on the edge often, aren't you? You know, there's dangerous corners that you just got to take quickly and get them right. Otherwise, and you're putting yourself at risk. But
that last chicane, you cut a lot of that last corner. The first portion of the last chicane. But if you cut a little too much, you'll pick up a 1X every lap. So that's possibly what's going on with a lot of drivers.
Even turn 2, same thing there.
Turn 2, top of the hill, right? Yeah. No, you're right. That's the aggressive approach to it can lead you into 1X territory. It's been great watching you drive tonight. A real refreshing field. No Stephen Walker, and I think you're getting up there now with the Spencers and the Garys and the Stephen Walkers of this world, and the Wobblies. Obviously, Wobbly had a bad night tonight.
He did it to himself in race 1.
He did do it to himself in race 1. He over-rotated at the bone end of the pork chop.
We had a little banter about that. If he doesn't take out anybody else, he takes himself out.
I'm sure that went down well.
Not really.
Not really, no, I'm sure. But yeah, it's been brilliant having you back in the races. Brilliant seeing you battling so cleanly with Gary. Through those last few corners, fantastic racing.
He's a great racer too, and gives space. And
he's my teammate, we race together a lot, and yeah, he is a great racer. It's been brilliant watching you tonight. Anybody you want to shout out to tonight?
I will maybe Gary then, because we nice couple of laps in the end. Just patience. And then Tony for a good, in my teammate, a good first race for him. Started.
Even his second race, he was up to 11th. Yeah. That's a great result.
Yeah, he was running P6 for a while, I think, if I didn't.
Yeah. In that, he's done really well.
Stopper stuff. Yeah.
No, well said. We'll see you next time out at Cota West. David Johansson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Right. Next up into the booth, we're going to do this. We'll let's see. We'll mix it up a bit. We'll bring in double race winner Spencer McCarthy. Good evening.
Hola, Peter.
Hola. Yeah.
Hola, Alan.
Let's Española this out of the park.
Are we doing Spanish tonight? Oh.
Sí, amigo. That's about it, right? Okay. That's all I've got.
I'm done.
Yeah, excellent. Let's get the camera on you, because that's only fair. So, am I right in saying that the Elantra was dead in the water tonight? The Veloster looks on paper, on the results, like it had a bit of an advantage. And the Audi kind of sat in the middle of everything. Would you say that's fair?
No.
No, go on then. Let's have your spin.
I don't know about the Elantra. Obviously, it's dead to me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I don't know. It didn't seem. I think the general gist of this season so far in officials is the Elantra's. It's there and thereabouts. Lots of people are still using it, but I think that might be because it always used to be the go-to, and people are just used to it and whatever. But it's up there.
Okay.
I think, you've got. I think clearly this week the Honda was the beast. I think the officials are showing that as well. It's got something. I don't know whether it's corner exit or what. It seems like it's following Wobbly when I was. He did seem like he had just whether it's something just on power pickup or exit. It just almost like was really hard to hang on to him just on that exit.
Right.
And I think the Veloster's neck. I think that if you rotate the Veloster well enough, I think that will get a good exit as well. So yeah, I think they're close, the Veloster and the Honda. The Audi is obviously the OP car. We can't say it isn't, right?
Not now Sam's joined it. No, definitely not.
100%. And that's why Rushwood picked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to get a reaction on the on the chat at some point, I'm sure. If he's still there. Yeah, maybe. Totally. I mean, you've done a blinding job tonight. It's going to be a struggle to vote for anybody else on driver of the evening.
Well, that's the second time Spencer's done a double winner. I had to give him driver tonight. That's fine.
Well, no, it kind of lucked out for me a bit tonight as well. Lucky Walker's kind of rubbing off on me, thankfully. I think the first race was great fun, really. I think obviously we had a little trip over with me and Wobbly. It was a decent start. I kind of I wasn't aggressive with Wobbly, but you got to take every opportunity. I think, especially when the cars are this close. And Wobbly did have a bit of an advantage tonight with his pace. He was very quick, so hats off to him. So I had to kind of really get in there in the first lap. But once I kind of knew that it was done, I was kind of like I was struggling to keep him behind me, and then Sam was starting to drive away. He got a good run on me, got me going into the right-hander. I don't know what it's called, the first of the two rights.
Yeah.
And I kind of lifted slightly early, braked slightly early, just so he'd got the momentum. I'll follow you now, and we'll catch Sam. But as he went through there, obviously got a wheel on the grass, which is what I did in qualifying, trying to stay with him. And it then sort of pitched him sideways. I then sort of dived to the inside, but obviously he was already slightly lost control and sort of hit the side of my car, which then speared him off again. So that's kind of I think how Wobbly, ended his kind of performance in race one. And I think that then left me kind of like a clear track ahead to sort of just get my head down and focus on Sam. And I think it's interesting really because the Audi just got up and went, didn't it? Really.
It kind of did, yeah. I'm going to leave you to interview for a minute, Alan, because I've just heard something downstairs and I need to investigate it. Back in a sec.
Okay, good luck. Take your baseball bat.
Yeah, Sam was flying, wasn't he, when he got up?
Yeah, he did. He was. He just sort of took off. I'm like, hang on a minute. He's got was it 1 point or nearly 2 seconds? I think it was just over 2 seconds. By the time me and Wobbly sorted ourselves out, and I'm like, right, it's only 20 minutes. I'm gonna have to really get my head down here.
It's fantastic. Well, Wobbly got front to back, and then he made 10 places go up.
He unfortunately didn't quite get into the 8th, did he, to get the reverse?
No, I think that was probably his try model. But it was both races tonight were fantastic. Honestly, they were both fantastic races.
Yeah,
the first race was brilliant. Non-stop, and the skill. I've seen so much skillful driving throughout the field tonight. People have been really on
skill, it's patience as well, isn't it? I think we kind of know each other.
We did track as well.
Yeah. I think obviously I tripped over Gary, didn't I, in race 2? We came around turn 1. Things concertinaed up. He ended up sort of pitching it sideways. I had nowhere to go, so knocked him straight again. But I knocked my steering out. The reason why I pitted. Yeah. So I was then struggling a bit.
I saw the contacts and you straightened him up. I thought, oh, that's nice.
Yeah. So I was then racing sort of 10 degrees off centre, which then around here, where especially through that first section where you're a bit blind on the crest, right?
Yes.
trying to pitch it in when the wheel's not quite
Oh,
straight.
my
It
word.
was having to relearn that was a bit of a moment, and then just sort of stuck with it. Car was still quick enough. It felt a bit odd, so that's why I pitted early just to get the car repaired and top up mainly. But it worked out for me. It was good. I got
No,
to
it
jump on
worked out
people.
fantastic. It did,
Yeah.
indeed. I was, I thought the reverse cruise did us a real favour because he put these other guys at the front. They were never going to be on, they were finishing 6th, 7th, 8th in the race and up to the front. But they're all really good drivers. There was
100%.
just a few tenths between the whole field, for heaven's sake.
Yeah,
It was, and
absolutely.
I thought, this is going to be great because they're not going to make it easy. Jamie was driving so brilliantly.
Yeah.
And it was a real joy tonight, mate. Real joy.
He was the single wall of Honda. He was doing well there. Yeah, hats off to him. I mean, even halfway through the race, just before I pitted, I remember I was coming across start finish straight, looking at the train of sort of like 6 cars that were all in. I think I said to everyone in the chat, I was like, I'm really enjoying this. It was just like, it's so good being so close.
Oh, maybe. Well, I think everybody would have been enjoying it, and I think it really came off in the atmosphere that people were enjoying it. It really felt like that. The atmosphere of the racing, and it just felt that way, like everybody was having a real blast out there.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Sorry about that. Antwood was on the chat says Pete's fighting a burglar right now. No. But cats. Who'd have them? I would.
Cats. Oh, did you take your gun? Did you shoot them?
No, I didn't shoot them.
Oh.
They're my little precious ones. But anyway.
Cat lady.
Yeah, I'm cat dad. Anyway. Next time out, Kota West. That tight and twisty version of Kota. The 1X Central.
What was that? What was that, darling? We're away next. Oh yeah, we are away next week. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, Kota's not. It's not a favourable track for a lot of people. I'm one of them. I don't like it too much, to be fair. It's like Spa used to be. You tip the car in. It doesn't matter how far away from the curb you are. You get a 1X. Yeah. It's crazy.
And you get target fixation on those yellow bumps.
Yeah.
You're like, oh no.
It's just crackers. Looking forward to that then, yeah?
No, not now you said it. Thanks. I would have rather have learned it on Sunday or Monday. Just and been oblivious until then. But now I've got to actually think about it. But no, I'm not. I've never really nailed that one. I must admit, kind of avoided it. Oh well.
You're welcome. By the way, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Anybody you'd like to have a shout out to before we let you go and celebrate your double victory tonight? Fantastic result. Yeah,
no, I'm chuffed with two wins. That was unexpected. But yeah, big shout out to you guys, obviously. Awesome broadcast as always. I'm looking forward to watching it back, seeing the excitement hearing the excitement in your voices, and hearing seeing the rubbish camera work. No, seeing all the good angles you gave us. But yeah, no, apart from that, just to the guys, it was a great race. A decent tussle with Sam in the first race, so shout out to him. He could have probably made it harder, maybe, but we raced well enough. Just everyone tonight, awesome. Thanks very much. Thanks to Steve Walker for his luck, and I'll go.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers, Spencer McCarthy.
Well done, Spencer.
Cheers, mate.
Good night, mate.
Oh dear. Always really good. Speaking of Spencer, nice balanced conversation, very funny as well. And then double second place. That's right, isn't it? Sam, please. Good evening.
Sam.
Right.
Good night's racing for you, and very valuable in terms of points difference between yourself and Wobbly. It's changed the standings, I think, quite dramatically. Tell us about your race 1 for a start.
I mean, the car next to me, Mr. Kneecaps, just I don't know if he was looking at his phone or checking his emails or something, but he just didn't leave the line. So I just drove off.
Yeah.
And then my car was very quick in a straight line, but I was 3 or 4 tenths slower than Wobbly and Spencer And Gary tonight, actually, I think Gary was faster than me, certainly at the end of the feature race and stuff as well. So I was basically I knew they were going to reel me in. I was just trying to stay as far away as I could, and then me and Spencer had a really good fun battle actually when he came past, and I nearly got him back, and then didn't, obviously. So I finished second, but second's fine. Like you said, Wobbly is the one I'm worrying about points wise right now. So I'm just trying to make sure I finish ahead of him, and I did that twice. So I can't complain.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw. How does the Audi feel? You've switched to it. It's
wonderful at Montreal.
It's the talk of my sim rig that you've switched to the Audi. What's the motivation behind that? I know you said in a chat that you've driven the Elantra purely because that's what you drive in the WTCR, and that season's expiring now. What's fueled your decision? Why not the Veloster? Why not join Spencer?
Just fancy the change. I've been driving the Veloster as well a little bit. So we're doing the Veloster in RVRA and the Elantra in WTCS. So I've been doing Hyundai for years. So I wanted to change. I haven't had enough time to see if I can drive the Honda. I don't think I can. Every time I tried it, I've been rubbish. So I figured I'd try the Audi. I ran it a few times at Montreal, and it was really good. It was really nice to drive around there.
Okay.
Here, less so. It was quick down the straight. But yeah, I was struggling through the S's. I was losing a lot of time. It was quite understeery, but I don't think this is the track that really suits it. It's not particularly precise. It's quite heavy, it's sort of floaty. It's a point and squirt car, and you can get some decent lap times out of it at the right track. And I don't think my setup was particularly good tonight either. So I was pleased with the result because the car wasn't.
Early days,
I think I was the fourth fastest car tonight.
Right. Okay.
So two second places I'll take.
Yeah. I'd soak that up good and proper.
Well, for a new car, crikey. You'll only get better, won't you? You'll only get better. You'll get a better feel, get a better setup,
I hope so, yeah. I mean, to be honest, before the Elantra, I did 2 years of Audi, so it's not like it's new to me. It's just, it's been a while, so it's just getting back into it and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, I had some really good results in officials last week. Won the IMPC with it and stuff, so I'm quite happy with how it drives. I just don't think this track really suited it particularly well. But actually, that's for the first time ever, really, since we've had more than one TCR. It's nice that the bop is such that I don't think it will be rubbish. I don't know what track we're at next week, but I don't think it's going to be rubbish every week.
Let me introduce you to Kota West.
Oh yeah, that was my call.
It was your call. That's why I'm saying it like that. It was the champion's choice to replace Nürburg.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from that.
Were you drunk that day or what?
Probably. Yeah. I like Kota.
I'm sure you do, but West.
I've never driven the West circuit, but I like the full circuit.
Classic from Sam Blaze.
Look said it was a good track, so we'll see.
Oh, did he? Right. And you believed him. Brilliant.
I believe him. I like the rest of Kota.
Yeah. Spot on. Okay. Well, 2 second places. You can't argue with that when your teammate's the winner, or maybe you can, but you do it behind closed doors. Anybody you want to?
He was quicker than me.
He was
deserved
rapid, wasn't he? Good grief.
If Wobbly could stop making mistakes, I think Spencer was 2 or 3 tenths quicker than me. Wobbly was a tenth faster than him, probably.
Yeah.
And Gary was right there as well. So yeah, I think if it was pure pace, I got lucky in qualifying because everyone else made mistakes and I had a pretty good lap. But yeah, I think pure pace, certainly race pace, third or fourth, I'd be very close to Gary. So yeah, it was a much better result than I deserved, really. But I'll take it. That's racing, isn't it?
It really is, yeah. And yeah, I think Road Atlanta. I said it at the start. It's my favourite track on the service. Usually because I'm enjoying racing it. it's shown its colours as a feature in a TCR race tonight. 2 TCR races actually, and I've enjoyed both of them thoroughly. Thanks for that, and we'll see you next time out. Anybody you want to shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, thanks to you guys as always for hosting, and well done to Spencer, well done to Gary, well done to Wobbly. It was that first race in particular. The racing at the front was a Mexican, amazing, amazing, and brilliant. I've mixed together to a Mexican.
Yeah, that sounds like my commentary. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no comment. No comment on that.
No comment. Yeah. Brilliant.
No, yeah. I mean, thanks as always. It was cracking racing. It was really good, clean, fair, fun stuff. So. Yeah, cheers for everyone coming out and putting it on.
Awesome. In that case, thanks, and we'll see you at Coast West Samblees.
You will. I might try and do a lap before we get there, but we'll see. Cheers, lads.
Thank you.
He's gone. I've already ejected him. So
I didn't realise he'd chosen Kota for next week.
Yeah, that was the champion's choice.
Right.
Yeah. That was his doing. So anybody wants to moan about it, moan at Samblees. Anyway, so that brings us to obviously they've done the easy job racing around it. We've now got to do the difficult job, Alan, of finding driver of the meeting. Where do I start with this?
Oh, crikey.
I'll do my run through. It makes it easier, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Spencer, 2 race victories. I mean, he's done a brilliant job of the pit lane strategy in race 2, and the overtaking that he did in race 2 in order to achieve 2 race victories. I'm not sure that I can overlook that too much.
Isn't it?
It's brilliant. Sam Blees has done a great job of his positioning, but I don't know. He's going to get rewarded by the points anyway. Obviously, you can argue that for Spencer as well, but there's a certain degree of panache that comes with a double race victory. David Johansson, first race back, a 4th, I think it was, and a 3rd. Or maybe a 5th and a 3rd, something like that. That's brilliant work, and that bit of racing at the end with Gary was exceptional. And of course Gary, who's done a great job of getting brilliant positions tonight. A very clean racing, very professional racing as always. But at the weekend, he, as I did, as Wobbly did, got beat by a 13-year-old girl in karting. Not a joke, folks. That actually happened. Oh dear. Looking further down the list, Jamie Wilson did a great job of leading the second race for a good proportion of time, finishing 7th. 7th in the first race. Carl Hardy, very competitive tonight. Matt Elmore flashes lights too much, so he's out. Jamie Jeffrey didn't do as well as I saw him do the last time out, which is frustrating. Stefan did a great job in that out. He was great. But had a bit of a bad time in the second race and let probably too many people past him for getting the Driver of the Evening award, in my opinion. And then JB had a bit of a to-do in the first race, but recovered it well in the second, up 6 places from his start. I think that's a good summary. I'm going to let you...
You're great at doing that, matey.
I'm getting exceptionally good at it. It's only taken me about 5 or 6 years. Anybody in there that strikes a chord for you?
Oh, God, yeah. I think it's just a tough one tonight because there's so many. You know, you've mentioned David. That was outstanding. We've had, Spencer with his double victory. We've had Gary with all that flair. Oh, dear. Yeah, but to me, it's... do you want me to shout mine out? Because I'm going to go and pick Jamie because I was really impressed with Jamie tonight. I thought not only did he was competitive and everything, but he had some real skill on display.
Of the Wilson, do you mean?
Jamie Wilson, yeah.
Yeah.
He was skillful as well as fast.
Yeah, I support that vote. I don't think it's going to be my vote though. But you've chosen well, I have to say. I'm just going to find it. League drivers, choose the right season. This is how my brain works, folks. I step through things very slowly, one at a time. So Jamie Wilson, a vote. That puts him on 2. My vote, and I don't normally do this, but the style and the calm and calculated approach to it that is demonstrated tonight. Spencer McCarthy, 2 race victories, very calmly made his way through the field, did a great pit stop, fantastic review of his own race, and very complimentary to those around him. I think a vote for him is the right thing for me to do tonight. So Spencer McCarthy gets my vote.
That's a really good call as well, Pete. I gave it a double win. I really think anybody gets a double victory. Really, I don't care if it's the winner and you get the winner's points. I don't care if somebody's won both races. I really think you can't argue with the driver for the night for them. And I'm glad that you picked it.
Excellent. Thank you for that. It's been a great night's racing. We're going to bring the broadcast to a close. Thanks to all the drivers that turned up to race, you've made this such a good race, or pair of races at Road at Atlanta. We hope that Cota West turns out to be the same. I do know the track. I have raced it. It's a bit tasty. It's going to be great for a sprint race. Let's say that. Thanks to everybody that watched. We've had a great chat there tonight. It's been a wonderful experience. Thanks to you, Alan, obviously, for joining me in the booth yet again. Thanks for Russ for his self-gratification injury that kept him out of not only the race but the booth. And finally, and yet again, thanks to Ifya, to Bo, and to Noah, who accommodated me and Gary for a weekend. And what a great weekend it was as well. I've never eaten so much fantastic cheese, drank so much wonderful beer, and had such great company, and got beaten twice by girls. Once in the karting race by a 13-year-old, and once at a game of Risk by Ifya, who annihilated all of us and took over nearly the entire board. So thanks to them. Over to you, Alan.
Yes, well, good night, my friends. It's been a really splendid evening. I don't know what to expect next week. It's a bit of an unknown quantity, but I expected this one to be great, and I was absolutely right. So I'm going to give myself a gold star. Brilliant night. Thank you very much.